These are the dark holes I fell into this week. So first we have Fight Circus. I don't know if you guys have heard of this. It's literally some of the most insane fight videos I have ever seen in my life, dude. And you've seen some of them, and we're going to show you the ones they've seen. I actually followed them, and they messaged me back. I got to hit them back, but they're like, these guys are legit. Then we have people who are really into weird alien stuff. So my algorithm this week fell deeply into like spiritual con artists. So people are like, I'm going to heal you through gemstones, which is like adjacent to people who are like, are you an alien hybrid human? Which is like, my shit was all over the place. And then for a write-in, we have a lady whose husband cheated on her with a dude. Pretty good stuff. All today on Dark Holes. Oh, that's the good shit. That is the good shit. We have a backup guy. I don't know if we're going to drink both today. Well, we got the Cola Celsius. I don't know if I told you guys last time I drank a Cola Celsius. I don't know if it was because of the Cola Celsius, but last time I drank a Cola Celsius, I almost shit myself on the subway. So we're experimenting. We're bringing the Cola Celsius back into the fray to see if it does cause the shitting of the self, or if it was menage, a mixture of other things that were in my body, plus the Cola Celsius. Who knows if the Cola Celsius is the culprit? But guys, Fight Circus. So Fight Circus are these dudes that have gone viral many times, but I don't think you realize it was them, and they do some of the most insane fight videos you've ever seen. They went super viral recently. The video on Instagram had around 60 million views, and previously it was an older one. We're going to start there, and if for all of our audio listeners, you've for sure seen this video. If you haven't seen this video, I don't know how it passed by you, but it's like, think of one large man who's wearing like almost dress clothes. He has like a vest on and a tie and dress pants, and he's fighting two tiny Thai men. That was Fight Circus, dude. They make high quality, insane shit, which is the type of stuff I love. You guys know I like a weird fight. This is some of the best shit of it. So, Jorge, if you go to 2 versus 1 and then go right to the 1 minute 30-second mark, that gets us right into the juice, guys. And we're going to watch the 2 versus 1 fight in more of a complete version. We only saw kind of an edited highlight, so I'm actually giving you guys a little bit more juice than you expect. Shout out to Pfizer. Yeah, here we go. Got two tiny Thai men, one large white man, and he leads the push kick is a great way to lead because you're like, get away from me. And then getting one guy on the body and just punching over the top guy. See the mistake? And kicking them while they're down. There's not a lot of rules here. Well, obviously, you got a 2-on-1 fight. I love the psychedelic background, too. If you are epileptic, this is a late warning. You're probably already having a seizure. But, yeah, seizure warning now. Yeah, when it's a 2-on-1, you don't want to be on the ground. Oh, he's got his neck. Oh, is he going to tap? Did he tap? Oh, yeah, I think he tapped. Dude, hold on. Do you do another round now? Oh, yeah, he seems kind of gassed. He is a big boy, though. He's a big boy. He doesn't have a lot of cardio. They're like giving him a breather. Let him kind of get his shit together. We're going to give you another round. It can't be over this quick. People paid good money to be here, dog. Give him a show. This is, of course, Fight Circus. We go again. You tap once, you get to go again. Oh, my God. Holy shit. I'm going to turn into an epileptic just from looking at this. Okay, are we going again? We're going again? Yeah. Give us another round. Here we go. He's getting in like a deeper stance. He doesn't want to be taken down. See, if you start low and then you power up, you can just elevate right through them, like almost Shoryuken them until they're like in a floating state. That's, I think, what you want to shoot for. Yeah, come on.
And these dickheads missed weight.
Oh, they missed. Dude, weigh-ins at Fight Circus seems insane.
In their contract.
Let's skip ahead a little bit, Jorge. I want to get back to the juice. Let's get to the juice. Let's get right to the scrapping. Oh, here we go. There we go. Oh, yeah. Fucking buddy's jumping in right away. If you're the little guys, you can't wait. Like that Eddie Hall video when he tossed those two little guys. Oh, you're already down again. You can't get on the ground. It's game over. It's game over. Okay, close it down, Jorge. Close it down. God, these are the kind of people that I would love to work with, all right? Get me, they messaged me. Dude, I might have to do a fucking Fight Circus collab. I was thinking I could bring, like, there's a dude who's a character who's like a pizza guy. He spins a pizza around. You might have seen him too. My algorithm's very fight focused, so I see a lot of weird fight shit. And he's constantly twirling pizza dough. It's probably not dough. It's probably like a cloth. And then he like slaps someone with it. But that's like, you want a funny character to come into the Fight Circus. I'm thinking like I could do with the afro like a 70s porn stash kind of guy, dude. Maybe like there's like a bass line playing the entire time I'm fighting. I could have a character that's like an amateur proctologist. When I get a guy pinned, I like put a glove on, snap, and then go right in there, the prostate check, and it's like, oh, submitting someone via prostate pressure. You make them come and submit, dude. That's top tier stuff. That's top tier. Actually, I think Jacob Bolshin, who's one of the guys I used to go on tour with, very funny comic. He's actually staying with me in a few days. I'm pretty sure he had a joke about how if you submit, if you're fighting in the UFC, if you make the guy come, you should also win. That should also be an avenue to victory. So I could be lifting from him a little bit. I can't remember if that was actually one of his bits, but it probably was. Okay, who was another character? Oh, a nut burglar. Because I have one testicle. So what if I'm going out there and I'm trying to steal one of your nuts to replace my missing nut? There's a lot of potential here for us to work together. And I'm like, if you guys want, I can help collab on other types of fight ideas because they have other stuff here, dude. Check out the nut kicking championships. This is something that they just put out. Jorge, can you bring up the nut kicking for me? This was the one that just went viral that I told you had like 60 million views just on Instagram. So on all other platforms, this is a huge hit. And the guy reffing it is Matt Brown, fucking UFC legend Matt Brown. Well, this is running, Jorge. Can you actually look up the Matt Brown Diego Sanchez knockout? That's one of the most vicious knockouts ever recorded in history. All right, let's check this. The nut kicking championships. It seems like they have clear rules.
3. Oh, he takes it like a champion.
Takes it on the nuts because it seems like you can't wind back. You kind of have to go right from where your leg is next to your other leg and then shoot up, which is smart. Because if you could just like fully step in, winding it like full torque into a nut kick, it'd be one kick, you're done. But being forced to like kick from this awkward position where you can't really build any momentum.
Likewise.
Yeah, dude, that's not good.
2, 3.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we saw it. We're good, dude. But yeah, Matt Brown was reffing that. So they're getting like big stars in there. There was also some other dudes involved, like Bob Sapp was involved. He's in some of the stuff. Still looking jacked. Bob Sapp kept it together. Sometimes people leave sports and they kind of lose it. They did some stuff with Rampage Jackson. They had a thing where it was Bob Sapp and Rampage both in one shirt. So they both have one arm out, fighting another pair like that with one arm out. I think they also did a thing where they had dudes in wheelchairs boxing each other, and Bob Sapp's holding one of the wheelchairs and another guy holding one of the wheelchairs. It's like the most insane, chaotic, mind-altering shit I have ever seen in terms of fighting. And it all takes place in Thailand, which is like, hey, maybe it's time to take a trip over there, bro. They've got to do, I guarantee they've already done this, but they've probably done some lady boy versus lady boy kind of thing. I would like to see lady boy battle royale. Let's get all the apparent strongest lady boys in Thailand. Let's get them on like an island. Let's get Fight Circus Island, the same way they did Fight Island in the UFC. We get them there, and then we let them loose, and they just start fucking going nuts. They go, it's like, it's no weapons. You can team, is there team-ups allowed? Yeah, team-ups will naturally happen, and we just figure out who is the strongest of all the lady boys. I mean, in that scenario, you're not really finding out who the strongest is. It's because there's a certain element of being crafty. But we need to do the same sort of thing where that you have in a regular battle royale where if you leave the outside circle, you die. So it forces people to get into conflict. So on the outside of the circle, we need some sort of like flesh-eating bug or something. So if you step out like in the movie The Mummy, when the scarab's like, ah! So if you step out of the circle, you get eaten alive by scarabs. If you're in the circle and you fight, you get submitted or knocked out, or you ejaculate, then it's fucking fair game. It's fair game. Yeah. But that, I think, is a good idea. Also, it's like, do the ladyboys come in big? I don't think so. I think they're all relatively small. I'm not sure on the size of the ladyboys. Also, that's a good question. Okay, Jorge, you go to Thailand. You're there. The option comes up. There's like a ladyboy comes up. She goes, "Hey, I'm a ladyboy. It's $15. She's pretty hot. She's 8.5. 8.5 hot? For sure as a cock? How you do? What's your read on this? What's your take? Are you accepting?
Are there still balls?
Are there still balls?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's balls, but they're taut. They're taut balls.
Okay.
She shows you a picture on her phone first. She swipes. She has a picture soft and then a picture hard. And she goes zoop zoop.
15. Yeah, why not?
$15, you're gonna do it. You're
Why
gonna
not?
do it. Okay, $15, you're fucking the ladyboy. I'm like, it kind of seems like it's like, I think if you do one, whatever. If you do one ladyboy when you're in Thailand, it's kind of like part of enjoying the space, you know? Like if I go to, I don't know, what's a place that has something that I'm not quite used to? Like, I'm sure if I was like in the Amazon and they're like, hey, we eat like this type of cricket here, I'd be like, yeah, I'll try the cricket. I'm not going to make the cricket part of my diet. I'm not going to be like, I'm a cricket guy now. I'm not going to bring home cricket recipes. But, oh, there was some chunks in that one. I just ate a couple protein bars before I came in here. On that one, like I felt a chunk of protein bar like hit the back of my throat. And I had to re-swallow it. Okay. But as I was saying, I think if you do, it's like whatever. As long as you're not like going back and you're like, hey, I need you guys. Like you say you're out there with a group of like 8 boys and you're like, oh, we're out in Thailand, we're partying. And then you keep like sneaking off. They're like, where does Jeff keep going? And you're going off to like fuck, like you're like, oh guys, I think I'm gonna hit the hay. I'm a little tired. And then you just going to fuck ladyboys all night. And they're like, why are you so tired? I thought you went to bed early. And you're like, I just was tossing and turning all night. Just tossing and turning. But you were really just fucking out late. Like you spent, if they're $15 a piece, spent $600 on ladyboys in a single evening. That's quite a budget for the just ladyboys in one night. Then I think you probably have a problem. Also, when it comes to, I'm sure that if you go to a ladyboy place, you can probably pick them by hog. There's probably people who are interested in that. They probably have like a cut and an uncut section. They probably have like differentiating by size. There's a whole way I'm sure you can dive into, because that's like that's kind of like top shelf shit over there. Like they're doing that. They were doing it before it was trendy. Like it's cool now. Like now people are doing it in America and they're like, oh, it's a thing and we're talking about it and we got the correct terms and we've like, they're like, we're normalizing it America style. But Thailand, they were doing it. They don't really get credit for it. They don't even they're kind of actually fucking doing the ladyboy stuff in America. It's kind of cultural appropriation. That's an angle we haven't even spoke of. How many people am I pissing off with this one? This one's gonna upset everyone, dude.
It's that WBC.
It's what?
It's a WBC, man. WBE.
The
wild berry.
The wild berry. It is. This is a wild berry idea. I can't be blamed for this. This is the psychosis that is brought on to me from the wild berry Celsius, dude. RFK is going to burst through that door any second. Every time I say wild berry Celsius, he gets a little closer, dude. It's like that thing with the snail. You You guys remember the snail? It's like you're immortal and the snail's immortal, but if the snail touches you, you're dead. But the snail's also hyper intelligent, like one of the smartest beings on the creature on the earth. But it's also a snail, so it's gonna like move super slowly. So you're you're pretty much gonna live forever, but you are always have the anxiety of this snail potentially touching you, and you're trying to not get touched by the snail. That's me and RFK right now. Every time I have a sip of wild berry, he gets a little closer. He's going to come right in here. He's going to put a tube down my throat and siphon it out like gas. Or just fucking pour it into a bucket. You don't get to drink the wild berries, Celsius. Dude, fucking RFK, dude. What a guy. What else do we have? Fucking, oh yeah. The thing that's pretty wild about the ladyboy stuff over there, though. I wanted to touch on this. I think it's like maybe this does exist and I just don't operate in these worlds, so I don't know. But you think they would have gone modern already? Like you can go like there obviously there's ladyboys. You go to like a ladyboy brothel or whatever. You think the brothel would just have like an OF and they would just it'd be completely digital now because sex work is everywhere. And in America, the chicks have all been like, why am I out in the streets when I can be home in the sheets, filming on a tripod and making the big bucks that way? So I'm thinking like, maybe this will be like my startup is I go to places that still do traditional sex work and I get them on an updated model. I come in, I like streamline them. Okay, this is how you get the OF. This is the tripod. This is the lighting. This is how we start making big bucks. And you guys, you're all here already. Collab. If one girl's making money, you're all making money. You're all working together. You're all building audiences and everyone needs to work in here. Everyone needs to work hard. Like no slackers. Okay. And then you start making some good cash. I would just think that's like a more efficient system. And like I said, maybe that already exists and I just don't know about it. That could be a thing. All right, guys. Welcome to Dark Holes with Che Dorena. We're cooking right off the top, man. I feel like we're really into it. Oh, yeah, we watched the nut kicking video. Did you bring up that knockout? Do you have that knockout? Let me see that knockout really quick. That'll be a palate cleanser from me offending every sort of group possible. Yeah, here we go. This fucking knockout rules. Look, he just says, I got your leg. Cover the face. Bing! That is insane. That's insane, dude. That's insane. Oh my God. It's so fucking violent. It's one of the most violent knockouts I've ever seen. God damn. Swing, like he's swimming with the elbow into the fucking guy's head. Bing! God. Fighting rules. The wild berry's so good. All right, guys, what's going on with me? Of course, guys, we got the Patreon. Come check out the Patreon. $5 a month. You get the ability to write in. You get ad-free episodes. Once we have ads, that'll be then it'll be real juicy. But yeah, extra ability to write in, ad-free episodes, access to the Discord. The extra ep is like what the juice is. You basically for $5 a month, you get four extra podcasts. That's pretty good. That's like fucking what, $1.25 each? That's pretty fucking good, I think. I think that's a good deal. Also, if you go to punchuplive.com, they're also on there. Same thing, same price, all that kind of stuff. But if you prefer to use Punch Up Live, they're there. And, we did hit a milestone with the Patreon. Pretty good milestone. We're a quarter of the way to the tattoo. If you're a newer listener, you don't know. Once we hit, it was 232. At 232, the podcast becomes self-sufficient. It's where it's pays for the studio space, pays for the editing, pays for the clips, all the stuff that costs. At 232 patrons, no puke this time. At 232 patrons, the podcast is now self-sufficient, and we're a quarter of the way there. That's pretty sick. I'm pretty pumped about that. Oh yeah, but when did I even say the goal? When we hit the goal, I get the words "Dark Holes" tattooed on the inside of my lip here. This right here, it'll say "Dark Holes," which will be my first tattoo ever. And then I think if I said we hit 4,000, I got my butthole tattooed. But that was kind of riffing there. That's not set in stone, okay? The 4,000 butthole tattoo, because it will happen. This pod, I've done a lot of things and I've made a lot of stuff in my entertainment career, and I'm like, I know this pod's a really good product. It's a really good product. Okay, what's going on with me? On the Patreon app, we have a pickleball fight, which is so good. A fight video plus one of the things I hate the most in the world, which is pickleball. We have one of my favorite video games of all time. I had to fucking talk about this game. Def Jam Fight for New York. One of the greatest video games ever made. Jorge, you fucking Def Jam Fight for New York guy? It's so classic. Whenever I do like my top 5 list, it's always on it. Sleeper hit. No one ever picks that game, and it's a sham. No one ever picks it. Also, we have a write-in that says, is it gay if you like the taste of your own cum? A moral quandary, I would say. Okay, yeah, follow me, fucking idiots. If you guys are listening to the pod, you're not following, hit that follow button. Hit low. Follow, because the follows help us a ton, dude. They help us a ton, and it costs you nothing. You literally just hit follow, and then I'm in you're already listening to the pod. Just hit follow. Were you trying to like fucking consolidate your pod? You have like 8 pods right there next to my pod that's like brand new, and you're listening to a bunch. You have a bunch of pods that you don't even listen to. Unfollow those guys. Get those guys out of there. Wash them out. I know how it works with the pods. All right, 5-star review of the week. This one's a short one. It comes from Oh my God, hey yeah, hell yeah, dude. Oh my God, hell yeah, dude. Well, it's OMG, hell yeah, dude. Just in case you're like, oh, no, all right. 5-star review of the week says, love the pod, man. Instant classic. Fuck yeah, dude. Let's fucking go, dude. Giving you guys an update on some of the shit I've been doing. So as I told you before, the bench is on hold because my shoulder is dinged up. My shoulder feels way better now, but then this past week I squatted and I deadlifted more than I've ever had, and then my lower back was like my lower back was dinged up from that shit. So I hit up my buddy who does a bunch of powerlifting stuff, and he was like, you got to strengthen your lower back by doing like lower back specific exercises and like strengthen your core. And then he gave me this whole like workout thing to do to strengthen my lower back, which is helping a lot. But I like when I did deadlift this week, I did 185. So the week prior, I did 185, and I did I think it was 5 4 3 2 2 was my reps for the 5 sets. And this week I did 5 5, and then my back was like, dude, what the fuck? And I was like, we're gonna stop here. We're going to stop here, and we're going to do some back strengthening exercises, which I think kind of like exacerbated the problem a little worse. I don't think it was smart to do like those back bend things where you're bending backwards that like it's like a reverse crunch kind of thing right after my back was sore. But I did them anyways. I was like, whatever, dude, whatever. But I'm less confident we're going to hit the squat and deadlift goal because I'm not willing to hurt myself to hit these goals. But I did buy a weightlifting belt, so to help with that. But I still think it's a reality because I feel my back feels great today. I've been doing a lot of core. I've been doing those back exercises, the back warm-up thing. So I think we can still do it. Deadlock. Jesus. Guys, deadlock, I'm the worst again. They switched up the meta, and I fucking, like, it's not even like I suck. Like, before it was like, oh, I'm doing shitty on my team. I'm like the worst player every game. So I have 2 options. Kind of wait for the meta to switch because the game's still in beta. So they're doing massive changes to the game constantly. The reason I suck right now is because kills are worth way more. And so if you fall behind on kills, there's not really a way to really kind of get ahead. And my guy isn't like kind of like the guy I play is like he's in the mix, and he kind of needs to be stronger than the other guys because he's supposed to be in the middle. And I got to either switch characters or get better. Or like, which means just play more, that's probably the math. The math is like play this game way more. In Spanish, I haven't practiced my Spanish for a week, dude. I haven't done a lesson in a week. When Duolingo's mad at me, I ruined my Duolingo stream. I've just had a very crazy week with a bunch of extra shit. We're recording the special soon, so like there's been a lot of shit on my plate, and so some stuff had to go. And Spanish lessons were one of those things that I just couldn't keep up with. If we're gonna go to the gym, if we're gonna write jokes, if we're gonna be prepping the pod and have the pod ready to go, it's if one thing's gonna go, it's gonna be the Spanish. But I will get back on it. I will get back on you. Tour dates. Louisville, Kentucky, November 28th, 29th. Toronto, December 13th, 14th. Oklahoma City, December 26th, 28th. Tulsa, Oklahoma, February 6th and 8th. Lexington, Kentucky, March 6th and 8th. Appleton, Wisconsin, April 24th and 25th. All tickets are available at shadearena.com or punchuplive.com. And shout out to that guy I saw on the street today, walking down, who said, hey, love the podcast. Fuck yeah, dude. Hope you're listening. That was right next to that bagel place. All right, guys. Next on the docket, we got people who believe that they're aliens. Let's start with the Zeta alien chick. This one was a little juicier. I like this one a lot. Give me this one, Jorge. I want to dig in. I want to have a taste. I want to look at what this chick has to say. I enjoy it quite a bit.
So my ET parents are Zeta, so they're gray. And, of course I have...
Why don't you have a big head and huge eyes?
Yeah, so my physical DNA is, human, which is, once again, this mix, this hybridization. We're an experiment. We're a hybrid experiment. But my soul is very much so connected to the Zetas and the Galactic Federation.
Now, you were telling me before the program that you just had a baby.
Yes, I did.
Is it a human baby?
Yes, he is. However, I did tell my galactic family that if he wanted to show up looking a little bit more alien, that would be okay too.
People who are starseeds, are they hybrids?
So humans who are starseeds, they definitely have higher amounts of extraterrestrial DNA within them. But once again, it comes down to their soul being more extraterrestrial than their physical body with that purpose.
You know what a cyborg is, right?
Okay, well, that's
yeah.
good. That's good. That's good, Jorge. Let's cut this chick off. Cut her off. Cut her off. That's enough. Cut it off. I like that he's like, well, I know what a Zeta is. He's like, why don't you have a... they were talking the same language. Well, of course, it's his show, so he's not going to be like, what the fuck is a Zeta? Never heard of that. I want to be clear that if I was on a date with this chick and we're sitting down, it's like, oh, hey, what do you do for work? And she's like, oh, I work in HR and I've been at the same company for 3 years and, I really like it. And I'm like, oh, that's cool. And then I'm like, oh, what kind of wine do you want? We go order a nice wine. Should we get a bottle? Oh, we're getting a little loose. It's a Friday. We have a couple of glasses of wine and we're having appetizer. The mains are there. And as we're talking over the mains, and she would be like, well, yeah, I guess something that I like to be open about by myself is that I am Zeta. And I would be like, is that a fraternity or a sorority or what's Zeta? And she'd be like, oh, no, I have extraterrestrial DNA and my soul is of an extraterrestrial person. Wouldn't even slow me down. I would be like, oh, cool. Yeah, tell me about that. I would just I wouldn't even for a second be like, wow, this bitch is crazy. I'd just be like, all right, cool. Tell me about your alien heritage. For one, I want to hear the full explanation, and I want to question, but in a very positive light, because I am aware of how reality works, and I know that this chick is probably, every time she brings it up to a normal person, they go, you're insane, and she goes, you just can't understand my spiritual energy, or says some shit like that. So I don't want to scare her off. I want to get all the deets, and I'm pretty convinced that this chick's puss game would be crazy. In multiple ways. I bet it's fucking whatever, grippy, all the shit, great in the sack. But I bet she would do some weird shit to you before you banged. It would just be worth the experience. It'd be some weird incense. She would put a crystal on your third eye, and then she would play, have one of those sound bowls, and she would make a guttural noise. I now need to speak to you in my native tongue, and she would be like, and you'd be like, yeah, sick, sure, whatever, dude. I just need to know what that's about. One time I was on a date with this chick, and she was like, yeah, I'm a witch. I do spells and stuff. And I was like, sick, right on, cool. I was like, I 1,000,000% want to bang you more now. 1,000,000% need to see what does your room look like, the witch room? What does the alien Zeta chick's room look like? Is there weird fairy lights on the walls? Does she have like a thing that she uses to speak to her alien friends, and she puts her hands into it and she's like, oh, I'm just gonna call my parents real quick, and she puts her hands into like some goo that slime she bought from the store, and she's like, yeah, slime actually has the right electron property for when you put your hands into it, it gives you an astral projection to speak to higher beings. And she'll be like, I mean, you have to do that, and just watch her in a room and be like, yeah, sick, dude. I need to see how these people operate. Also, this is part of the 35% that don't vote. That is, if you want to get that 35% of people who don't vote in elections to vote, you got to go out there and be like, we represent all Americans. We represent the black, the white, the Jewish, the Chinese, the Zetas, and just throw it in there. And so most people go, the Zetas, what did he mean by Zetas? But the alien folk will go, whoa, to the polls. We got to go to the polls. And then that's how you generate more fucking votes with stuff like this, dude. Oh, yeah. The wild berry, it cooketh in my body. Okay, we got another clip of these alien people. Something I can't tell you what happened to my algorithm this week, but it's just all weird spiritual shit. Because this alien stuff is like, you can see she's saying my spirit is very alien. Like it's not, you think it would go down a sci-fi route where she's like, yeah, my DNA is this so I can like communicate with machines. I'm telepathic or something. She goes, no, it's like a spirit. It's like a god thing. Aliens are like gods or some shit. Show me frog alien people. This one's funny because the guy's German. Something about him being German makes it funnier.
What does a Trogdoborian look like?
So a Trogdoborian they are actually much more related to a frog race. So basically they have all those features that a frog has, much smaller than an average human, but much bigger than a typical frog that appears on this planet. But they actually evolved from, a frog species. So they are also bipedal again, which is kind of curious because who would assume that a frog actually finds a way to stand up and, take a walk? But that's actually what they do.
What does a Trogdoborian look like?
A Trogdoborian is...
Trogdolorians? Whatever the fuck they're called. I like those guys, whatever those fucking weird frog guys are, because I feel like I already know how to be racist to them. I already know I'm like, hey, you slime boys, you fucking slick dudes, you lily padders. Like, I got a bunch of racist terms cooked up for these guys. Yeah, why don't you go back home and house a bunch of tadpoles, huh? Yeah, dude, I'm going to drain the swamp, and now you're in that swamp, buddy? Dude, I am going to be... If we find these bipedal dudes, actually, no, keeping them around your house would probably be sick because they probably eat up a lot of bugs and stuff. Maybe we got to broker peace with the Troglodorians. We got to broker peace with the Troglodorians, and then we got to be like, hey, we need you guys to clean up the New York sewer system. We need all the rats and roaches out because I'm assuming those guys would eat rats and roaches. They probably eat bugs. They evolved. What do they want? Burgers? No. They're still on that type shit. They like scurrier guys, I would assume, dude. But the German dude who sets the whole thing up, I really like him, and I think he's so funny because he's so well dressed, and there's something about his like fun Hansel and Gretel accent that gives it like a whimsical twist. They're very much like humans, but not quite. They evolved from frogs, and they have a troglodorian body, but they walk on 2 feet. I don't know. Maybe that's more Dutch or Swedish or something I'm doing there. But that was a good time. Anyways, that's all our alien shit we got for today. We're going to keep checking in on these alien guys. I'm very interested in what they're doing. Let's get to the write-ins. So we got a long one for you. This lady wrote in and she said, I have a funny story. My husband cheated on me with a guy. Safe to say we're no longer together. Ha 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 ha. Love the laugh at the end there. Little goofy, giggle. Whoa, ha ha. My husband was secretly a closeted homosexual. He broke apart our marriage, which there's a follow-up. We don't always have a follow-up. We got to follow up on this. Whenever I get a follow-up, I go, please expand on this. Or I go, can you please explain this to me? I go very like therapy. This is non-judgmental. I just want to know the story. So let's get into it. I was heavily pregnant. We just got back from our honeymoon, and I had this really deep feeling that he was doing something behind my back. And whenever I had that feeling before, I was checked. So I checked his messenger, and we lived together. I logged into it on my laptop, and he had previously, and he'd messaged a guy he had previously had sex with. Okay. Sorry. Let's try this again. We're going to come at it. Che de Reina reading live. God, it's always a fucking struggle. I was heavily pregnant. We were on our honeymoon. She was convinced that he was fucking cheating on her. So she goes onto her laptop. She sees that there's messages from a guy that she had fucked before. Someone he fucked 2 hours after they landed on their honeymoon. Okay. I'm going to pull, like, I don't want to victim blame on this. How did you go on your honeymoon with this dude? 2 hours after you landed, you just get checked into the hotel, and he goes, oh yeah, I'm going to take off by myself for a little bit. What?
And she's pregnant.
And she's pregnant, dude. What, he goes like, oh yeah, I'm just going to leave you in the hotel room. Like, you're so prego. Like, you can't even fucking drink. So like, what's the point? Like, I'm just going to go by the pool. You're with your pregnant wife who you just got married to. As soon as you check in, you go, hey, yeah, I'll be gone for like 45 minutes to go suck some cock. Now I could see why you were suspicious, because that is, both of you. I guess this kind of opened up the door for you to start looking around, because you're like, that's super weird. Why is he leaving me alone? We're on our fucking honeymoon. I'm fucking pregnant. You're probably so furious. You're like, he has to be up to something. There's no way he would do something this stupid. And on his part, dude, I get that you're a closeted gay man or bisexual or something. You're doing gay stuff, but you're also fucking this lady. But maybe you're just, that was your beard or whatever. Like, hold it together for a little bit. She's pregnant on the honeymoon. She's going to bed early. You could be like, she goes to bed, you're kind of tossing and turning, you can be like, hey, I'm like a little jet lagged. I think I'm just going to go down to the pool for a bit, like when it's late. And then you scurry off to some guy's room and you get blown out or blow him out, or you do 69, whatever style you guys want to do. Whatever it is. Have a little bit of patience would have taken you so far. Why did you have to do it like this, my dude? Why like this? Take your time. This is a little advice for people. If you're gonna cheat on someone, it takes a lot of work. It's not an easy thing to do. You're lying to a person, you're spinning plates, you're having an affair with a stranger. You're also like leaving messages behind and stuff. This guy was sloppy cheating tactics, dude. You need to come at this from a more clever, you need to be Sam Fisher, bro. You got to be tactical. You got to be unseen. You need a second phone. All of these things. Why do you think people get the second phone, dude? It's so easy to slip up, bro. This is like, I'm like just disappointed in this whole procedure of how this went. I don't care if you want to go out and get blown up by people while your pregnant wife is actually, that's pretty immoral. Let's say I take a new stance. The Dark Holes podcast does not endorse cheating on your pregnant wife while on your honeymoon. That is a fucking, yeah, we got a little bit of integrity over here. But let's finish this one. So yeah, and then after that, I found out he was on dating sites, and are you ready for this? He was even looking at trans pages. It was bonkers. Well, I mean, like, that doesn't seem that far from. It seems like this guy wanted the wide spectrum. He's banging you. He's interested in trans people. He's hooking up with dudes. It's like I don't think at this point in the story, you being pregnant and him cheating on you, that's not the most salacious part. Was the trans stuff. And she's like, God knows what else he did. I was only 20 when I got married. Oh, so it was all young and dumb. Okay, so it makes a little bit more sense why everyone was making all these slip-ups. She goes, I was terrified. She basically says she took her daughter. He hasn't seen her since she was 1. She's now 11. Okay. And then she says the messages were very explicit. I should have kind of prodded her for what those messages said, because I'm sure it's like, dude, you're like you got pent up gay energy and it's getting out. It's two dudes fucking going on a sexting storm. That must be filthy, dog. But I think you should let him see his kid. Like the guys, I mean, I don't know if there was some other shit going on between the two of you that was maybe like violent. I know he cheated on you and that makes you upset, but he was a closeted gay dude. He had a lot of stuff going on, bro. Or he was clearly sexually confused or sexually ashamed. But I don't think that makes you a bad father. It's make you a bad dude, like in terms of how you can raise your kid. If anything, he learned a lesson from this. He could go back to the kid and be like, hey, listen, if you're going to cheat on your future wife, make sure you don't leave your MSN Messenger open. I mean, you need to get a second phone. He can give the kid tips on how to be a better cheater, as a parent should do. As my dad did. Something crazy my dad did was he told me, this was some lady advice my dad gave me. He said, women are like branches on a tree. You got to trim all the branches so the tree looks nice. And then he also told me, call every woman in your life baby. That way you'll never forget their names, or you'll never mess up their names. That's pretty wild, right? It's pretty good, though. The baby one, you're like, yeah, actually, that is a pretty good move. Pretty good move, dude. I don't know how many times though I have like not had a name fucking locked in. I remember there was this one chick. She was at my place, dude. She was at my fucking place. And it was, because it was the morning after. It was the morning after we had just banged. And she's looking for her phone and she can't find her phone. And so she's like, hey, can you call my phone? Or she goes, or can I think she has to use my phone to call her phone. And I go, yeah, here you go. And then she goes to look up her name in my contacts and it's not there. And she's like, what? And I was like, oh yeah, I don't have you saved yet. Like you're still just numbers in my phone. And then she went, do you know my name? And I was like, yeah. And I said like, Clara or some shit like that. And she's like, it's Carly. And I was like, I was in the ballpark. I was in the realm of your name. I didn't nail it, but I was close to it. So that I feel like I should get some kind of points. It's like that was a field goal. Give me 3 points. I don't get I don't get 6 and I don't get the chance of a conversion. So I think that's pretty good. I think I almost got it. But I should have just called her baby. If my dad heard that story, he would have been like, I told you called them all baby. Why you call her Clara? You say, yeah, baby, you're my baby. That's what my dad would say. I can hear him saying it in my head, dude. God love him. All right, let's get into our next write-in. Okay. What do you do when you take her panties off and it's roast beef? I've only seen classic slit. I'd run. Classic slit. It's a crazy way to describe it, dude. You got that classic slit. We got that old school hole. You got that I don't know. That vintage vag? Like, dude, classic slit, bro. Okay, I just got to come at you direct on this one, my dude. What do you do when you pull down her panties and it's roast beef? You go in. What kind of weak-ass pussy shit are you on, bro? Okay, I need some more Wildberry. I can feel myself kind of like, you know what's wrong, Jorge? I ate like 3 protein bars before I came here. And all I've eaten today is like a burrito and 3 protein bars. And every time I eat the protein bars, they make me tired because I think there's no actual nutritional value in them. There's just protein and a bunch of other garbage in them. So when you eat them, like I almost, there was a time where I was like buying the boxes of them off of Amazon and I threw them out because I was like, I feel like it's giving me depression. I think these protein bars are giving me depression, dude.
Because it's just protein and filler.
Yeah. That's all it is. And so my body's like sucking on it to be like, hey, where is the good? And I'm like, there's no good in there, dog. It's only bad, man. It's only bad. But this motherfucker, dude, you pull down a girl's panties. You have her fucking, it's locked in. You're about to fuck. She's got long lips and you're out of there. Suck the lips, dude. Suck on the lips, do weird shit to the lips, fucking put them together and then blow them on them like one of those pieces of grass. Like, are you fucking kidding me, dude? What do I do? It's roast beef. You eat the roast beef like a beef dip, dude. Dip the roast beef pussy lips in her own squirt and suck them, bro. What the fuck are you talking about? I've only seen classic slit. You sheltered motherfucker. Holy shit. This is the most... Dude, I can't... You don't deserve puss. If you see beefy pussy and you can't handle it, I don't know, start banging fat chicks then. Because most fat chicks, their pussy is like it's a clamshell, dude. It's encased in there. Their pussies look like a Nintendo DS. That's what's going on down there for the big girls. So if you can't handle roast beef, guess what? You're on fat chick duty for the rest of your life. Because the skinny girls, they get so tight in there that sometimes the pussy pushes itself out a little bit. It's like when the weight comes off of them, then the flower blooms. I'll take the pussy any way you got it, bro. Any way. Outside of like horrible disease, give it to me. I like the hair. I like the lips. I like the classic slit. I like the big girl clamshell. It's pussy, man. That's why I never really understood why people were so eager to get into the asshole. Like, the asshole's fine. It's whatever. It's there. I've had anal sex. I've put my dick in a butt. But it's right next to, like, one of the greatest places to put your dick. Maybe the greatest. I think, I would say it's got to be top 2. Greatest places to put your cock. I can't, like, if you meet me on the debate floor, we can break this down, but I'm pretty sure it's top 2 greatest places to put your cock, depending on what you're personally into, okay? But the roast beef, man, put some bread around it to have a snack. I'm upset. I'm kind of upset that you're like a Che Durena fan and you have such a pussified view on sex. Yeah, it's like, dude, you're a fan and you can't even eat roast beef pussy? Perfectly good pussy, dude. Perfectly good pussy. This is, yeah. You're kind of losing your card here, buddy. You're kind of losing your card. I got to fix up my, cola. I forgot how good the cola is. God damn. Cola is cola gummies and stuff. Not enough shit is cola flavored. God damn. Okay. So we got to write in. This dude said, at one point I was dating not 1, not 2, but 3 women named Megan. This kind of is the solution to our previous problem. If you're trying to call them all, like, it's like, oh, what are all these chicks' names? If they all have the same name, wow. That's a very clever move, dude. Yeah. Oh, gross. Yeah, because then you never fucking shit up. And then also, if a girl sees like Megan in your phone, like a text from Megan, or like like your last call was to Megan, she's gonna think it was her. Yo, she's gonna be like, oh, I guess he called me and I didn't pick up. That's why that Megan's in there. Or did he call me this time? When was the last time he called me? She'd have to do some investigation work and she'd literally have to have 2 phones out and being like looking at both of them. But dating 3 chicks simultaneously, that's too much work. I never understood the whole like, oh, I'm dating a bunch of chicks. Like, I understood the roster. You have a few different people that you're just fucking. Just fucking, dude. Because that's very limited resources. You come over, maybe we have a drink. Like, especially back then when I was in like my prime roster days. Oh, God, a drink, dude? You're lucky if I had a cup. You want to get a fucking drink, bro? Dude, honestly, my cutlery game still right now is like, I think I have 1 spoon. I have 1 spork. I have like a spork, like I have like like it's a spork on one end, a spoon on the other. So you flip it depending on how you want to use it. That guy's great. And I got 2 knives and 1 traditional metal fork. And I went to go see my family, and one of my nieces was like, Uncle Che, is it true you only have 1 fork? And I was like, I have a fork and a spork. And they went, I was like, yeah, this is what it's like. This is what it's like on the other side. Dude, I love being an uncle. Being an uncle rules, man. You get to like scare kids and shit. I cooked a bunch of turkey while I was there because I was trying to keep my protein intake high. So I was at Costco and I bought this, like they had this like 3-kilo tube of turkey and I cooked it all in one go and I was just eating bowls of turkey every day. I would put like a little hot sauce on it and just eat turkey. And I kept threatening my nieces that I was like, I'm going to come to your school with the turkey. I'm going to be like, hey, where are they? Going to different classrooms. Like, I got turkey. I brought turkey to the school. And they were like, no. So easy to torment children. But, okay, this dude who's dating the 3 Megans, dude. The 3 Megans. Why would you date 3 chicks? Just be, because what you want is you want to be fucking. That's what you want. You want to be fucking non-monogamously. Don't date. If a girl goes like, hey, like, I'm not going to fuck you unless you date me, go, okay, well, or I don't want to keep fucking you unless we start dating. You go, hey, fine, cool. I don't want to date. So if that's your choice, that's your choice. Every time I've done that, every time I've been like, listen, I've been honest about what I want, they've come back and been like, actually, you know what? I'm kind of cool with just fucking. Yeah, that actually is and you go, yeah, it was great. Why'd you have to try and ruin a good thing? We can just keep fucking. Don't put the extra resources in there. Save the resources for when you actually have a lady, dude. When you actually have a chick, you're like, this is my girlfriend, or we're dating. That's when you're spreading your resources thin across 3 chicks. How much money were you making, dude? That's like, it's so, and you're like, oh, I'm doing like cheap dates or whatever. It's like, yeah, but your time. 3 separate women, you know how much that eats up on the clock? You're working overtime on puss when it should be simple in and outs. It should be like, you go over there, they come over to your place, you fucking cha-cha-cha, bang, 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 and you're in and maybe you sleep there, maybe they sleep, and you're fucking gone, dude. No extra work. Fuck, dude. I can't, just don't waste your resources. But it's supposed to be fun. It's not supposed to be a job. Okay. But clever work on the triple Megans. That is really fucking smart. Okay, we got a comedy question. How was your transition to stand-up? How has your transition to stand-up been? How do you prep content? This is a common misconception about me. There's been no transition to stand-up. I've always been a stand-up. I was doing stand-up for I started posting seriously in 2020. It was December of 2020 was I started posting seriously. And I started doing stand-up in December of 2012. So I was doing stand-up for 8 years before I started doing content. So there's been no transition. The transition was into making social media content, putting all that shit out on the internet and farting your stuff out for all the people to watch online. That's been an interesting transition. It's like growing your own audience, being connected to your people in a different way, having to be like your own media company. That's an interesting transition. And also being beholden to these different platforms. That's probably the most frustrating part of making content, is having no access to no information to what performs well. You can start to dissect and you can learn and study, and there are ways to get better, but there's always some sort of algorithmic beast that is, I've always said, it's like doing a rain dance that you can't connect to, and you're beholden to these things to be like, oh, well, I hope this week it hits. I hope that next week it whatever. Honestly, one of the best things about the podcast is podcast platforms are one of the most direct to your consumer platforms. Like, if you have a podcast, your podcast gets shown to way more people than any other platform. And once your listeners are listening, you get put in front of them. Like, if someone subscribes to you on YouTube, you might not even show up on their main feed. It depends on what they're watching. Like, when they open up YouTube, it's not like, here's all the people you subscribe to. No. When someone follows you on a podcast, they're like, blip, here you go. It shows up in their face, dude. It's great. But yeah, no transition, guys. No transition. I've just always been here. I've always been hanging around, doing stand-up the whole time. I guess the transition to New York was interesting. But how do you prep content? I mean, I do it in different ways. If I'm trying to make like I don't know, like TikToks and shit, I usually I do a lot of reaction shit for that, and a lot of commentary. So I'll scroll and be like, what's cooking? What's a cooking video that I think I have some jokes for, and I'll just do. If I am trying to write or like prep the pod or anything like that, I usually walk around my place like I am fucking psychotic. I will walk around my apartment and just ramble to myself ideas that I have, and I'm like, what about this? What about this? What about this? And I'll just start fucking going off like a crazy person until some pieces start to come together. Like something I was really rambling about. I don't know if you guys are UFC fans. I'm a big, if you can tell from me liking weird fight shit. But this past weekend, the UFC, fire. That Oliveira Michael Chandler fight. Michael Chandler's one of my favorite fighters. People are like, oh, he's not fucking winning. Who gives a fuck? He is what is fighting? Yes, it is like there's an honor to it. Of course, it is you're putting your body on the line. You're putting your mind on the line. But at the same time, you're competing for the same thing I'm competing for, which is eyeballs. It's entertainment. And Michael Chandler is an incredible entertainer. He goes out, puts on a show, dies on his shield. He fucking did 2 slams in a fight. He's like, I'm losing. I don't give a shit. I'm going to get up. Boom. And then stands up again. The crowd was going crazy. Michael Chandler fucking rules, dude. So does Charles Oliveira. I'm not trying to take away from him. The two of them are, the first time they fought, one of the best fights I've seen in a long time. They fight again. Also, an incredible fight. It's so fucking fun to watch these dudes who are like, yeah, I'm coming out here to put on a show for you. Not like grind you out, piece you up, be real tactical, win by a boring decision, which is like, yeah, I understand you're putting yourself at risk out there, and some people are going to do that. And who the fuck am I to tell you how to do this fucking extremely dangerous thing? But I know what I want to see, and I want to see some fucking wild shit, dude. Another weird part of what's happened in the UFC is the president now is at once he's the president, I don't know if he'll still be at the UFC events. That'll be kind of wild. Like, because he's the president-elect right now, and he wasn't, since he's been appearing at the UFC, he hasn't been the president. I don't think, Jorge, did he show up at the UFC while he was president?
I don't remember.
I don't think he did. Oh, I don't know. If you know different, it doesn't matter. But we'll see once he's actually in office if he still shows up to these big UFC events. It's just strange to have the president at UFC, and then the fighters, it feels very much like Roman gladiator shit. Like, it feels like the fighters are fighting, and then they win, and the gladiator beats the other guy, and then he turns, and it's like he sees Emperor Caesar, and he bows to him, and the crowd goes, "Wow, yes, this fight was in honor of Caesar. This pleases the emperor." Like that is what it kind of feels like, which is strange. It's just a strange thing to watch. I never thought like I would see a UFC fighters. Like, you remember when you watched like UFC 1 and it was like Royce Gracie like choking dudes out, and dudes were punching each other in the balls and like grabbing onto people's hair and shit and like stomping on people's heads and stuff, and there's like blood coming out of ears. It's like, when you look back on, I mean, I don't know if there's blood coming out of ears, but there was wild shit going on back then. And where they started, do you ever think the president of the United States was going to be sitting ringside, shaking the hands of the champions, getting given the belt as like, here's a gift for you, Mr. President? Come on, guys, this is bonkers. A little bonkers. But I love it. I love it. I like a spectacle. I think that's it. I think that's all we got this week. I think it's pretty good. Pretty good. It's been a stressful week. Guys. Just because we're filming the special soon. We got a bunch of shit on the horizon. I got like some cool things in the works that hopefully pan out to something pretty fucking awesome. Even if they don't, things are still going well. But yeah, there's just a lot. There's a lot on the plate right now. I'm getting some grays in my on my chin, but they'll go away. As soon as I've had this happen before, whenever I get really stressed, I start to get grays. And then once I'm not stressed anymore, they go away, which is, I didn't know that can happen. But that's it. That's it for the pod. I feel like we've been cooking. We've been good. Guys, if you want more content like this, you can go to Patreon. Patreon.com/Che Dorena. Guys, there is a new episode live right now. Go check it out. We are talking about a pickleball fight. We're talking about Def Jam Fight for New York. And we're also talking about a guy who tastes his own cum and likes the taste of it. See you there.